Welcome to the Voices of GESDA. It's my big pleasure to be here today with Ambassador Dušan Matulay, the permanent representative of Slovakia to the United Nations in Geneva. The first question that I would like to ask you, if you look at what's happening around science and technology, and maybe quantum in particular, what are the biggest challenges that you see in the current geopolitical context?
Well, I would maybe say that important will be for the future that we use quantum in all the broadness and scope in which this important technology can be used, so we don't end up with only particular use. And in this term, it's important that we have these discussions between the scientists, the developers, and the technological people, with the diplomats and with the politics, that we kind of like find the best use and the broadest possible use of this technology.
And why is it so important for us, to anticipate the science and the research in this area?
Well, the point is that the technology and the breakthrough technology is called breakthrough because it's always new, and it is very disruptive, and it creates basically new game and new environment, and the governments and the regulators always limp behind. So this anticipation and bringing the diplomacy and science together is important because it narrows this gap between what the technological breakthrough comes and how the regulators, how the governments are able to kind of like create the space for these new technologies.
We discussed quantum a lot during the 3 days. I think the Open Quantum Institute has been announced. So, but how do you think that we can accelerate the development of those technologies for the benefit of all?
What I was trying to say in the beginning, the important thing is that once upon a time, when you say distributed ledger technologies, practically nobody knows what it is. Then you say blockchain, everybody says, cryptocurrencies. But it's not only about cryptocurrencies. The use of distributed ledger technologies is much broader. And we use only one little space with the cryptocurrencies which is known in the public. And that's what we should avoid also with quantum, that we end up, quantum has this kind of like spectrum where it can be used, that we don't end up with some narrow, commercially used space, but that we use it in the whole bright and the broadness in which quantum can be used. And I think that the private sector and the commercial use of quantum will also come up with new applications of this fantastic and fascinating technology, which you understand, the more you read about it, the less you understand it.
That's pretty much true. But how do you see the role of GESDA into this endeavor, to facilitate this conversation between the science of tomorrow and diplomats like you?
The very idea of anticipation and bringing together these two worlds, this clash of civilizations between the science and technology, and policy and policymakers and diplomacy is very important because it's interlinked. The technical and technological breakthrough is not happening in a vacuum or isolated. It has a very large impact on the society, and it's important that those who are creating the impacts are kind of like in permanent dialogue with those who create like the regulatory framework for these technologies to work and to be used for the wide public and for the people for who these technologies are meant to make their lives better and to improve and solve the challenges of the future.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you so much.